So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. Ah, you're Navia's
It would appear that I must repeat my question again. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, however, I did hear that people who have been charged. In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back.
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to Then why don't you duel me too?
Alas, it would have... In that case...
That case had nothing to do with him! You've got the wrong man! Huh? What's Why?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had... We can put that discussion aside for now. And if my charges prove true...
Oh. So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières!
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances...
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please... Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Moss... Mr. Marcel, you will not require an...
Apologies, sir. It all just... I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding.
Very well. In that...
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years. Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we
Navia, do you really think that I was the one? Come on. Why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't...
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus. The guards' investigation did not recover any of... The suspect did not dispute this conclusion. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarin. These are the known facts about the case.
the one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to in truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my... After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all...
Thank you. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water.
Something's not...
The testimony of the victim's family can... However, unfortunately... This assassin first...
Something's not...
A pile of... But now, since it was... Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This... That's what happened.
Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things. One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. We should be able... Considering this...
That makes sense.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's...
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. Then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved...
I've thought about this too. And the answer is the dissolving power of my father could have exposed at that time. What was certain, however...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had...
What? If the secret had gotten... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter. But what good would that do? How can a hollow have this up? But by staying... I was able... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge...
So...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand...
So... During the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending...
Yes, as a champion duelist, I've fought many battles, and taken a countless in my line of just one look and I can tell. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended...
Since that's your testimony,
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what you can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. But...
I do apologize, demoiselle.
No, it's not.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family, could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your...
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of... But aren't you going... He wished for you to become more... Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong...
This isn't just about me. And it never... The biggest difference... The people whose family... Many people's image... And whose... Is it a man named... Vacher?
Huh.
Oh. So you do know...
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly...
I was waiting for you to say...
Illusion shattered! Into the wind!
Nowhere to hide. Hey! Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place. Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. It's rising! Now we can swim to the top! But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
One with nature, as one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Speed of light!
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion!
is clear! Let's go!
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
With sword comes shadow.
After all that, we finally made it to the end. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back. What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are... Huh? You mean the girls... And then they were turned in, and all the boxes of things. These names... Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in... Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea, and the experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female... Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just... How can someone write something that terrible and such... You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did it. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? case. Paimon will write it all down. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective... Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that this should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the keep. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left, I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water! That means this is where they make all the synth! And that special water is the main ingredient! If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve the... Paimon will take notes on this incriminating... We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his truth. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever that way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to... Sure thing. We'll find something for nothing at all! And Paimon can't even find snacks either! Whoa, really? Let Paimon see! Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary! Let's see! Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all... The final name she decided on, Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son? Hey!
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher? Oh, so you do know.
I've merely surprised.
I was waiting for you.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my...
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the...
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Vignier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes... You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that... And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people. So, you never noticed how we changed...
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for...
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to...
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes. But I'm not from this blasted place.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go! I did all of that. I spent my...
The suspect is...
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still... Vignier, please!
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr...
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm at...
Traveler. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial... The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against me. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse, guilty.
Guards! Take the
Good. It's what he just...
With that, the serial
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken...
Yippee! He's hurt so many innocent... Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come.
Yeah. See, Papa?
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been right. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has any...
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side care?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right?
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is... guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed... What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice...
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general...
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty...
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld. Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either? But that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly. If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because everything he's done, not to mention all shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of... Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for...
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much...
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity, just as I promised.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly, after all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest!
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vacher? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the...
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile?
Paimon agrees.
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no...
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
Thank you.
Our cow. Oh, wisdom sound.
Much quieter outside.
Take me up!
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing.
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me!
Vache?
I'm here! I'm here!
Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You look a lot older than I
It's been more than 20 all this time. Only the thought of bringing you back has kept... I must be dreaming. Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live...
But Vache, if you ask me... If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably... If not for you, I would have continued to If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And it's all because of your selfish...
Wait, you are not Vinier.
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am... Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our thoughts circulated endlessly. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade. The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then...
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives. But did you ever consider whether she'd want... You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly... The only thing you are not. From the moment...
No!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the... But on top of that, she also said that because... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner.
Even this weather can...
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hit...
Oh. Hit everyone from this time, the...
It's been the...
That... Oh, but... What?
Huh?
Yeah, I believe this. To be fair, though, she was trying to...
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I told... Oh, and in...
Oh, are you...
It was thanks to...
Oh, that...
Anyway... Oh...
what is...
I should pay a visit, and on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
Sure thing.
And in that case...
Yeah.
Huh? Isn't that Dervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh?
My apologies. I should have asked before.
Don't...
Sorry about...
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even...
In that case, I will stop apologizing for...
In In any case.
Well, ever since that day, there was once a time when I didn't want... Oh, which is also why I believe that Mr. Callus proved, if not Mr. Callus, and in the end, a justice. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to... This regret, that high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your...
So, you're...
Sorry about...
Let's not just... Paimon's never paid... Huh? Oh no! Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be... Anyway, Nervalette is still...
Take me up!
Oh, it's you two.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine. That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Linny that told us back then!
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels, and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, if the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she
is there anything else you'd like to ask? My apologies. However, I still believe the judge...
But you...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, which is all to say I have been prepared for a situation like this.
So
I was not aware. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. Based on Farina's... While we do intend to... If we did...
If you ask Pine...
Is there any... Your sibling? Another blonde-haired If she ever Is there any... That the sea levels will rise. Does that
That's right!
Yes, rumors have it that...
A prophecy?
2 parts of the... Speaking of... If the rumors were...
But...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
So...
Truthfully, there used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was most of... But today, what Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case. Indeed. Why would the primordial... To be frank, is there... Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
You really...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work.
All right. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped. Spina di Rosula base in the court of Fontaine and have a rest! Navia said something about having a place ready for us there. Didn't she? Come on, let's go!
A momentary distraction.
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Mora makes a lot of problems go away. So you can never have too much Mora, huh?
One with nature.
Take me up!